Hey guys, James here, and welcome to the next installment on my channel here, Forex Journey with James. Now, this week I wanted to do a little bit different from the previous videos that I've done so far, and just wanted to bring you a bit of an update with regards to my journey, where I'm at with the account, and talk through a few things that happened this week as well. So in terms of my trading space, I've now kind of made some changes in our house to create an actual separate office and studio for me to be able to work and operate and record out of for these videos, but it gives me a clean space to trade from. Throw in a few snaps in just a moment on that front. But in terms of trading, there's been a few things happened this week that has really kind of revealed to me different emotions and things that people can go through when trading, especially when learning, new styles or new ways to trade and things that are perfectly normal, but it's through having that self-awareness that you're able to kind of control things. Now, as it stands currently, the balance of the account, which I started with £1,000 in, the balance is sitting at £944.31. Current equity at the moment is sitting at £996.29. Now that is because we are currently in a trade and holding this over the weekend. It's got a much bigger target in mind. Essentially, it's one that we're going to hold through to completion. So there was a point through the trade where I was checking in on the 4-hour close and where we were at, and there was a point in time where the equity was showing at £1,013, which would have meant all of the losses that we had previously and then a little bit more on top of it. And there was a massive kind of pull or draw to just say, close the trade, your equity's in profit, you show in more than the £1,000. It'd be amazing to be able to show everyone that it's a positive week, a positive month end, but you've also traded the account back into positive. And don't get me wrong, I was tempted, very, very tempted, but at the same time I realized that I was experiencing these thoughts and emotions and said no, because that's not my plan. My plan doesn't say to exit the trade here. My plan doesn't say that just because I'm back to break even that I need to cut out the trade. This is the kind of the chimp mind that's acting out, the emotional mind that's acting out and telling you to do certain things so that you don't feel the pain. Like, losses are normal in trading, part of the journey, especially when you're learning new styles and growing and adapting. You miss, I've missed the trade this week, so far in terms of trades this week, there was one trade which closed out for a loss. Absolutely fine, accept that. There was one trade that I missed. Admittedly, I was a little bit fearful to enter the position, and that went off to profit target and would have closed out for just shy of 5%. And then we have the current trade that we're in, and again, that's come from reinforcing that it's okay to take a loss. It's part of the plan, it's part of the process, but what you need to do is to stick to the plan. That's all you can do, is stick to your plan. Admittedly, with the trade that I missed, I hadn't stuck to the plan because I was fearful of it, and then documented and journaled that as the trade has gone on to reach target, that sometimes rather than letting the ego or the emotions take over, that I really need to just stick to the plan. Win or loss, it doesn't matter, because we have a positive expectancy at FDR. So the minimum trade that we would go for is a 1 to 4. So we're risking 1%. The minimum percentage that we would be looking for in a trade is 4%. Now, the trade that we're currently in for me down to target is going to be 17%. So, and that's risking 1% risk all the way through. So when price was running at 8%, am I going to cut out of the trade just because my equity is there? No. That's how you end up doing the break-even dance, because you've taken a few losses and then all of a sudden the next trade you have is in a winning position, it's heading in your way, and you think, right, I'm back to break even, now that's it, cancel out of the trade. So you do, and then instantly your mind feels, peaceful. It's like, oh, good job you did that, you're back at break even. Whereas it's like, if your trade then plays onto target, what's that doing to your psychology? Seeing it play out to target, you say to yourself, oh, next time I'll hold it, I'm back at break even now, I can start again. It's like, no, because what if the next trade or the next 2 trades or the next 3 trades are losses, which is perfectly acceptable, perfectly reasonable to expect that, we don't know this series of our wins and losses. So as part of the probabilities, our next couple of trades could be a loss. If you've cut out the trade at break even and then take a couple of losses, you're going to be caught in that vicious cycle, and it's just not good at all. So you need to really follow the plan, and that's why I'm holding this trade. We'll see how we get on with it. It's currently, because it was counter trend at the entry point, so it's broken structure and we're at break even with it. So it's either going to take me out for a break even, or we're going to come on down to a winning position. But we'll wait for next week to find out what happens with that, and then once it does close through, we can go through a few more of the trades. But I thought it'd be an interesting topic to discuss, because trading is it's a difficult game to get into, and it does come with its emotions. It's a very hard thing to go through and to experience, especially if you're taking a couple of losses or you're missing the winning positions. I had it a few weeks ago now, where I'd taken a couple of losses, then missed out on the winning trade, and then took a couple more losses, which would have kept me around in a small amount of profit had I have taken that winning position. But then because I'd missed it, it then gone into a couple of losses. So it meant that your brain starts acting up, thinking, if I'd have taken that winning position, then I wouldn't have been in the position I am, where I'm feeling each of the losses. And especially where I'm making this public out to you guys as well, it kind of adds that element of pressure, like I need to show a win, I need to show this, I need to show that. And if you look at my MyFXBook at the moment, obviously with what you can see on there, it currently shows that this week I've had a negative week for minus 1.12, I think it closed out at, with the commission on the trade. But that doesn't really reflect the week as the whole. Like, yes, it reflects the week that for closed positions, but it doesn't reflect where we're at currently with the trade. Now, the trade that we have open isn't closed, so again, it's all theoretical at this point of time. But with the position that we're in, like when it came to obviously Friday evening, coming towards the end of the market, I could have quite easily closed out the position, and it would have closed out in profit on the account. Obviously the equity was back above the original starting equity, and I could have closed out the position. It would have been great, like, oh, look at this, I've made this much in the week. So with the one loss and the 8% it was running, it would have been a plus 7% week. So it's like, it'd be a plus 7% week, and then for the month it'd be up as well, and then again since the start would have been showing profits as well. But if I was to do that, what habits is that going to instill in the future? Like, I want to show you guys the realities of the trading and the things that kind of can go through our minds as well. Like, a lot of it comes down to ego, like who's got the biggest, who wants to show the biggest trade or the highest percentage returns. And it's like, no, just do you. And this is what I want to show with this journey, showing you the wins, the losses, the patterns of things. And yes, I'll go into more of the strategy side and some of the kind of educational, breaking down some of the concepts that we use into more detail, and I'll even go into some back testing and things like that as well in future videos. But I just wanted to bring you the realities of of trading, and the normal emotions that you can feel and the reactions that you can have, and this is what it boils down to, the realities of trading. And being a trader, it does come with its emotions. They say it's the most difficult easy money you'll ever make. Like, once you have the skill learned, you're set for life. You can increase your capital over time, whether that's through prop funds, whether that's through your own personal account and growing a personal account. There's many ways to private investment. There's many ways to go about increasing the capital. But once you have that skill set, nobody can take that away from you, and that's where you need to really put in that time and effort. Like I was saying in the Discord group at FTR to people as well, that it may be very tempting to close out of a position early, but it's really going to instill the bad habits. And there's a few of us that have started an account with £1,000, and we're looking to grow that up to an astronomical amount. But if you're looking to cut out of the trade just because it's showing that you're back at break even or in a slight bit of profit, and you're doing that in the early days at £1,000, how are you going to do, are you going to do the same when it comes to having £10,000 in your account, £100,000 in your account, so on and so forth? If you can't handle the emotions and have the discipline to stick to the plan and see it out to the end, win or loss, if you can't do that on £1,000 account, how can you expect to manage it on much larger capital? If anything, the emotions that you're going to have are going to be much more enhanced later down the line. So you need to instill the good habits whilst your capital is small, whilst you're learning the strategy and how to execute, how to manage the trades. Yeah, if you guys have got any further ideas of what you would like to see in the up and coming content, I do have a plan to get some more educational type of videos out for different concepts and aspects of how we look at the markets in FTR, and just a few more basics as well, which I'll put into a separate playlist. So I've got a lot of things planned for this channel and excited for it. But if you guys can think of any content that you would like to see or any questions you may have, then by all means hit me up with them. And yeah, if you've made it this far, really want to thank you all for joining, and I'm excited to continue sharing the journey with you. If any of you are interested in joining FTR and seeing how we trade from the inside, then by all means, links in the description. But if you can, like, subscribe and follow, help me grow this channel. Like I say, this is a way of me documenting my journey, but also as a way of giving back to you guys as well, hopefully providing you with some insights, things that can be actually helpful to your trading as well. And yeah, thank you very much for your time. Take care. Bye.